Oh, Happy New Year, everybody. Um, I've got a whole bunch of ideas. One, we don't acknowledge this, but education is normally fitted up for the society. There was a Rhode Islanders majority needed to work in a jury factory. That's all. Say 1930, 33% of the population is doing that. Then all of a sudden the jury factories are less and less, the factories fewer workers, and we need to adapt. But education is policy. So in the 1950s, Mr. Eisenhower and others decided that we needed to combat the successes the Soviets were having, and we needed to know more algebra and more physics and more everything than we ever needed to know before. Now, I'm not sure they were right. I think 1-2% of us needed to know that so that we could go to the space program and make it work. We've been bringing a lot of Germans after World War II to make certain things work, and they were getting old, and we needed a bunch of 25-year-olds to jump in. But they decided to educate the entire nation with these kind of new ideas in science. And now, of course, we're all supposed to be computer geeks, giants, the best in the world on these things because we're worried about the Chinese and others. I'm worried about grammar. I'm worried about literature. I'm worried about basic math. I would like to see a summit. This is my big idea. I'd like to see a summit on what education in elementary school should look like 5 years from today. I think this is an 18-month summit. I've watched the mayor of Central Falls. I watched the superintendent of Central Falls take some aggressive, progressive first steps. I'm very impressed with both of them. They outlined 6, 7 things new to do. Not reforms, but new to do. I think there's a need for 10 or 12 additional steps. I think we need to look at the whole educational system, all these reforms. I've been in Providence almost 40 years, and I believe Providence Public Schools have had 11 reforms during that time, of which none of them have taken hold or taken place or made the system better. In fact, the reforms have made the system worse because we're so busy doing nothing except getting ready to do something. I'd like to see a summit. I'd actually like to see the mayor of Central Falls ask 5 other mayors to sit down to begin this conversation. What should our educational system look like 5 years from today? And I don't think it's reform. I don't think we need to go find something someplace else and implement it here. Eva Marcuse the other day said something very interesting, and that is 5 years ago, Governor Chafee and she was head of state education board at that time, they talked to the people in Massachusetts, and then we get a new governor, a new head of education, and then nothing comes of it. Let's sit down and make a road map. Let's make a road map. Happy New Year.
Center. I'm Go Local News editor Kate Nagel. Thanks for joining us this noontime show before what shall be a long weekend. You can follow Go Local Prov online and see us on Facebook. We'll be back in studio next week. We'll be out on New Year's Eve on Monday. The General Assembly is going to be in on Tuesday as the first Tuesday of the month on New Year's Day to have members there to be sworn in. So we look forward to seeing you here in the new year in downtown Providence. We appreciate your watching. But again, we'll be checking in throughout the weekend with you with more content on GoLocalProv.com. I'm Go Local.